Hi guys, I'm going to take a few minutes and talk about the final project. And you might be wondering why we're talking about it so early on in the term. And the reason we like to do that is because this is going to help you drastically with the upcoming milestones. And I always think it's a good idea to know what's coming ahead so that you can plan accordingly. Now, the syllabus says that this is going to be a video presentation, but we're not going to do a video. And I'm sure some of you will be relieved to hear that. The reason we're not going to do a video is that not everyone will be able to open the file, and it can get a little complicated. So instead, we're going to do a PowerPoint presentation with audio, much like what I'm demonstrating here. So with that said, let's get started. This presentation has three main sections: the introduction, the issue, and the plan. Now, it's important to remember that most do the latter two very well, but tend to leave out the introduction. So please remember that if you don't include a proper introduction, this could cost almost 30% of your final grade. And please refer to the rubric to see what I'm talking about. So let's break down the three parts, starting with the introduction. This section should include a broad overview of wellness. This is where you'll want to tie the introduction elements back to the content we've studied throughout this course. It's important to remember that this section doesn't concern your specific issue or topic. You'll cover that in the next section. So when you think of the introduction, I want you to picture a funnel. It's wider at the top and gets narrower as you work your way down. You can provide a bridge or transition from intro to issue near the end, but again, keep the content of the introduction general. And if you're wondering what to include in this section, some examples might be giving a definition of wellness or briefly describing or mentioning the 8 dimensions. You can discuss social practices and change in the area of wellness on a societal level. Or you can link it to your discipline and discuss technology and its importance. So these are just some options to include in this section. Next, you're going to talk about the issue. This is where you'll discuss your topic. Tell your audience what they need to know about it. This is where you'll want to make a case for why something needs to be done about this issue. Next, you'll talk about the plan, which is the final portion of the presentation. This is where you talk about how you plan on fixing the problem you described in the issue section. You want to be specific, and you want to link your recommendations and strategies to actual research. It's a good idea to have a few sources of peer-reviewed journals here. And please remember, blogs and Wikipedia are not acceptable sources. So now that we've briefly discussed the three sections of the presentation, let's talk about the upcoming milestones. Milestone 1 is where you select your topic. If you're not sure where to start, you can try to find the link to your current profession or major. Now, a connection is not required, but most students do select something they know about or are interested or passionate about. And topics can vary. Some of the more popular choices in the past have been obesity, workplace wellness programs, mental illness, bullying, cyberbullying, so forth and so on. The sky is the limit with topic selection, so please don't feel like you have to select one of these issues. Milestone 2 will be the outline for the project. Make sure to be specific, but not too specific. And what I mean by that is you don't need to submit a 10-page outline. About 3 to 5 pages will be sufficient. In this outline, you're going to discuss the three main sections of the presentation. And remember to please follow the rubric closely. Milestone 3 is your PowerPoint. Now this is a really important section because if you do this section well and follow the rubric closely, your project will literally be almost done. In this section, I'm only looking at your slides. I won't be looking at content. And as for the number of slides, the instructions say about 10, but truly the number of slides doesn't matter as long as you stay within the allotted time period. Milestone 4 is the audio portion of your presentation. And I'm only going to be listening to a few minutes of audio here just to make sure everything works. I won't be assessing the slides or the content here. Please bear in mind that your overall presentation shouldn't exceed 10 minutes. I will give about a minute of grace, but anything longer than that will not be acceptable. So to ensure that you're staying within the allotted time frame, I suggest devoting about 4 minutes to the intro, 3 minutes to the issue, and 3 minutes to the plan with no more than a minute to conclude and end the presentation. Once you feel your presentation is finished, it's a good idea to evaluate it according to the rubric. I want you to evaluate it as if you're grading it. Make sure you have all that you'll be accountable for. This can save you a lot of lost points later on because I will be grading according to the rubric. This is a really fun project, you guys, and students in the past have shared in the end of course survey that they really learned a lot from it. So it's not meant to be anxiety inducing. And if you do find along the way that you do have questions or are unclear about something, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can contact me via email, or we can set up a phone session or a Skype session to go over your questions. And if you feel comfortable asking in front of the class, then I suggest using the general questions forum. Because as I've said before, if you have a question, odds are somebody else probably has the same question. So with that said, I hope you have fun with this, and I hope you get creative. Good luck.